Hello everyone, this is Floxcat, and today I got a unique discussion we can talk about. And it's kind of a little one that I want to also get my thoughts on and stuff. Something ironically a little bit related to something here from last week's video, but also really not because it just have a connection to the thing. But as you can read from the title, this is a very interesting situation I want to talk about. Now, granted, I already actually did somewhat confirm this way early on when it happened, but ever since the release of the character in question for the other consoles, many people have been questioning what's happening for understandable reason. And of course, obviously, even I don't know exactly what's going on here, but I do want to not only confirm something through this video, which admittedly I mean, again, I was a bit early on, but that was like a very forgotten post. I think I posted on the Gear Day and this channel, but mostly Gear Day for sure, but I don't think anyone remember it. But also, really just discuss this because this is a kind of, I think, growing concern, a little bit of silent growing concern. Now, as you may have noticed, this is, fun fact, Guilty Gear Strive Nintendo Switch Edition website. Yes, there's two Guilty Gear Strive websites, first of all, which is super weird. I don't know why they did it. But to go ahead and just get to where I was going with this, apparently, and again, I did. In fact, this is actually also going to be on the thumbnail. But you may have seen this image kind of flow around. Yes, this is confirmed, and this is official too. So, Venom and whoever these gals are, actually, these are gals, are in fact coming to Nintendo Switch Edition. Development confirmed. Which has caused a lot of issues, actually, because Venom's has already been out through the other consoles. Meanwhile, we also got Dizzy just early this year, not actually last year, because if you guys forgot, Queen Dizzy actually came out in October for, believe it or not, October Halloween last year. That's not a joke. She literally did came out on October the 31st last year. It's so weird for a Halloween gift. But anyways, she would later come out on February this year for Nintendo Switch users, which already gives me a little bit of worry because if we were to base it off from that, and I did thought about it, if we were to able to literally think about that, that would mean Venom for us could be coming in 4 months. 4 and 3 months. So today, right now is April. It will come out in August for Venom if this does happen. I don't think that will be the case, but God forbid, who knows when Venom is coming out. And it's also worth noting, we also don't have the updates that came with him because if you guys don't recall, Venom actually came up with new updates such as the change of how the ranking system worked in the fighting game. I think there was another new thing. And even then, there's also one other new thing they haven't really introduced yet. And that was the free on free, which I think is going to come for the first thing, the first versions of Guilty Gear Strive, but will come later for Nintendo Switch Edition. Hopefully not, but God forbid it might happen. I don't know. And honestly, the reason why I want to make a discussion of this is, honestly, well, I admittedly don't really mind this kind of thing. I do understand why a lot of people are deeply upset with this. This is kind of BS. Not to mention, unlike Dizzy, which we actually did get her for free, we don't know if this is going to be paid DLC. Like, there's barely anything here on this site that explains, hey, this is when are we going to get it? It just states that still is from day uno. Additional content confirmed. Stay tuned for further updates. Okay, sure. When? And not like what we know what those contents are, but when. And even then, does this cost money? Will it be free for those who are waiting, which many people are hoping, but I don't know if they will do that. It's a very divisive thing. And to make matters worse, if this does later on somewhat connects to the other console versions, though I highly doubt, but someone can either confirm or correct me if I'm wrong with this. Once we do get up to speed with the other updates that people use for this game, which I think is 1.4 something something, people will already be mastering Venom, and people who are just starting out with Venom will just get destroyed. Now, of course, I don't know if that actually does happen, but I do believe there gotta be some cross connectivity for consoles through, computers, PlayStation, Xbox, and of course Nintendo Switch, but I could be wrong. However, it still just sucks though, because again, Venom, when he was announced, he was definitely awesome. Like already, many people was wanting him to come back, and there's still a lot of characters that have yet to come back from Guilty Gear that a lot may want, like Answer, and I'm blanking on that Raven dude, but that's another one I know people have been wanting back, and I can see why he's pretty awesome design wise, and he'll definitely probably be fun too. But it's sort of weird because we have yet to even get these. And of course, as you might guess, I do play the Nintendo Switch. I have proof of that on my second channel, Gear They, where you see me play that thing. You can definitely tell it is the Nintendo Switch version I play on it. And honestly, I have been playing on it as well, but I haven't been playing on it that much due to the fact that I've been still waiting for Venom to come out. And honestly, it's just like it's kind of time consuming because I really myself want to play this character. I mean, I understand because there is understandable reasons, but you kind of wondering why there is a delay of the development, because I get it. Like, it is a Nintendo Switch in the end of the day. God forbid, who knows? Like, again, it's a holy grail miracle that people kind of took a little bit for granted because they didn't really care. In fact, people questioned this. But it is sort of a cool miracle to have Nintendo Switch Edition in general, because many people, including myself, wanted to get into Guilty Gear, honestly, other than story-wise, because God forbid, Guilty Gear is freaking ultimate manga guy kicks up kind of thing. It is kind of a good entry point for those who are beginners, because honestly, I've been having fun with it. I admit I'm stuck with one character and one character only, but playing through some of the others as well a little bit. Although, again, I am stuck to one character. I'm trying to break out. In fact, once Venom comes out, blah, 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 I'm going to try to actually play him. But it's actually pretty easy to manage, really. It's a really fun game. It's actually probably the very first normal fighting game other than Smash Brothers that I am truly, truly deeply in. Because I played other fighting games for as well, of course. Like, I played Skullgirls and BlazBlue. But Guilty Gear is the full-on one that I deeply do love because, well, yes, I do get my butt kicked sometimes. I'm not gonna lie because I'm such casual. It is not only super easy to get into, but it's super fun that even if you lose, you're having fun at least, or at least trying to get better. And again, it's just all around like a friendly environment in some ways. Like, sure, there are some problems. And in fact, I did a review about Guilty Gear. I mostly pretty proud of its thing, but it is pretty good. I mean, I did a review, but it still is kind of, it is kind of feel bad. And I understand they're probably thinking that this is a afterthought, but I really wish they don't think that, because many people wants to catch up. But what will happen if season 5, because this is still season 4. We have yet to truly confirm that there is a season 5, but there have been deep hints that there is a season 5 coming, but we don't know yet. The developer hasn't thought about that yet. And what if we're still on season 5 and God forbid we haven't even got her yet? Because if we're going off from what I say, we'll have to get her next year. Or, yeah, next year on January. And God forbid the thing is still going. We have yet to even get the freaking third party character, which honestly is a whole other can of worms here, to my opinion. But still, it is kind of a big problem that I do wish that the developers do kind of fix, because I'm hoping they do hold it off until they can put Venom in the game before releasing this character, but I bet a lot of money they won't. And even then, I honestly wish they never really did this. Like, I really wish they should have waited a little bit, and then, like, probably even a little bit longer for, for development, so that way they can release the characters on the days they needed. But I get there is a roadmap. Hopefully they do fix it if they do release a season 5 pass, that everyone, including myself who owns the Nintendo Switch, can get it. But this is really bad. But the biggest issue is once again, that kind of wrongly relates to the last video. We didn't get information about this Day Uno. They didn't even reveal it in the trailer for Venom, which by the way is a great trailer, but they never revealed when he was coming for Nintendo Switch. They just posted this online. They just posted it on a website, which a minor, and to double down, there actually is two, as I'll show here, there's actually is two versions of Guilty Gear Strive websites, which makes no sense, by the way. Why not just combine it with the normal one? You're basically doing the same thing like the previous video with Nintendo hiding the keycard information. This is stupid, with a literal question mark and exclamation point. I have zero idea. Like, see, it's super weird. Like, I can be forgiving of it, but it's super backwards and stuff. And we're still, like, literally waiting for, and this is the, okay, I was wrong with the version, but this is what they're updating right now. We haven't got that on Nintendo Switch, so God forbid, who knows when this is going to happen. And again, it's a pretty good game. I think it's actually fine, and I'm trying my hardest to, I might as well just go back to the other website, but I just want to show you that so you get the idea of what I'm talking about, because there is actually two websites which make no sense. I feel like game developers really, like, especially like I said, although Nintendo is probably the biggest one so far that dropped this ball, I feel like game developers should not hide information that much, unless it's like just in game. Like, for example, if it's like something like Pokemon, where they're trying to be smart and not doing what they did with Sun and Moon and just release every single information to the point where they basically spoil the game without the leakers spoiling it for them, that I can back up. Like, if you're trying to hide some new Pokemon, like Tinkatunk or something like that, because Tinkatunk wasn't even revealed in a trailer. Tinkatunk was actually leaked way before the game released. That was like one, along with the Paradox Pokemon, they were except for, at least, I think the Delphine ones, they were released in trailers, but they didn't even go into that. Like, that part I get. But when it comes to crucial information on when are we getting a DLC character, or even worse, as seen with Nintendo, you would think developers would just keep it on one website. Like, if they have to develop this website longer, that's fine, but it's not really rocket science when you think about it. Like, it would make sense to keep it on one website and stuff. Because I wish I was joking if this wasn't a separate website, but it acts like one, it does, which is weird. And stuff. Like, there's an official website to this. This is weird. But anyways, I just want to get my thoughts out, because this is I don't know if this is a growing situation, but I do want to get my thoughts out already before it does grow into a situation. But I do want to kind of start a discussion about this, because again, I'm not trying to rush the developers, because game development, you do need to let them do what they can. But I just wish, like, the biggest solution to this problem, I wish they could confirm this in, like, the trailers of the characters, because if not, then no one was knowing. Because I remember many people were asking where's Venom on day uno for Nintendo Switch. So I really do wish that hopefully they start being more clearer, and hopefully they do kind of catch up, and hopefully make sure the roadmap of these DLCs don't get messy with this. But I don't know. But just to let you know for the last time, there are coming, but God forbid, who knows when they're coming. Anyways, this has been Floxcat, snapping out of here. Bye bye.